Hello, and happy Sabbath or happy whatever day that you're watching this. I'm Joe. This is Walk of the Covenant. So, where we left off last time, we had just been working on building the Tabernacle at Jerusalem. Sorry, not Jerusalem. The Moses Tabernacle that wandered in the desert. I came back over to the altar to show my son because he was really interested in building that in his world. Trying to remember where. Maybe I should put some beacons down just so that I can find these places. I might just do that real quick. Stick one kind of back here somewhere. Let's see. Beacon. And it needs to be powered in order to actually work. So let's see. We'll just do iron. We won't go too crazy with this. It actually took me quite a while to find this altar once I decided I needed to go find it. So hopefully that won't happen again in the future if I stick this here. There we go. There we go. And then I can even just grass. And I could even put different colors on different ones to make it easier once I have a lot. But that, yeah, that'll do nicely. I like that. Fine. What did I use? Was it oak or spruce? I can't even remember. Kind of looks like spruce or dark oak. Let's move it like over here. Altars. There we go. Alright. And let's find our tabernacle. Is it this way? I remember thinking it wasn't that far away, but just get so disoriented in this world. There it is. Just went and saw Prince of Egypt at a outdoor theater, amphitheater, a stage production. It was pretty good. It was really good. I mean, obviously there were some things that I was like, could they have made it a little bit closer to the biblical version? I think so. But at the same time, they did do a good job to make it a cohesive story. So, All right, so this I should put out here. Another, actually, let's do acacia since everything here is pretty much acacia. Wow, it all fit on one line. Okay, and this will say of Moses. Let's see, where does God actually command them to build the tabernacle? Let's try this. Where does God command Moses to build the tabernacle? Exodus 25. Let's take a look at what we got there. Exodus 25. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, that they bring me an offering. Every man that giveth willingly with his heart, ye shall take my offering. This is the offering which ye shall take of them: gold and silver and brass and blue and purple and scarlet and fine linen, goat's hair and ram skins dyed red, and badger skins and shittim wood, oil for the light, spices for anointing oil, and for sweet incense, onyx stones, and stones be set in the ephod and in the breastplate. Interesting. So this is kind of feeling like a lot like a tithing of kinds, although we're not talking about a specific quantity of tithes. This is another kind of offering. And the Lord, we all know that the Lord, if he wanted to just produce all of these things himself, he could just, he wouldn't even need to snap his fingers to do it, right? But why does he ask his children to give him things? Well, the Lord wants to have them build this tabernacle, and instead of just giving it to them, he wants them to build it so that they appreciate it more. I know that when I was growing up, like through high school and stuff like that, I did not really take school all that seriously. But when I went to college, I was paying for it completely by myself. My parents didn't have money to just give me for college. And because I was working through it myself, I felt way more invested in the process of my schooling, and because of that, I actually ended up working way harder, and I ended up getting almost a 4.0 in college and graduated valedictorian. And that's something that, I think a lot of times people that are critical of, believers of God and of religion will look at things like tithing and other offerings and be like, gosh, these people are so foolish for doing this thing. I can live a good life and be a good person and not ever give any church any money, right? That's not really the point. It's not about giving the church money, because really, like, this whole tabernacle was not about the Lord showing off his wealth. I mean, obviously, there is quite a bit of precious things here. We've got the gold plated acacia wood pillars. We've got, you know, a non-significant, a not insignificant amount of precious types of things making up the various parts of the tabernacle, outside and in. But that wasn't really the point, that they be fancy, as much as they were supposed to teach them. And what they were supposed to teach them was about Christ and about how Jesus, the most precious of us all, was going to sacrifice himself for us, and that we should sacrifice what we have in order to bring ourselves closer to Christ. So we take all of these collections, let them make me a sanctuary that I may dwell among them. That's another cool thing, is like, if God wanted to, he could just, like, you know, appear right next to us and just, like, chill with us. He could. But he wants to help us know more about him and how to not be so casual about our relationship with him. He wants it to be more formal. And again, we come back to this relationship thing. Just like at the beginning with those altars. Make an ark of shittim wood, 2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof, a cubit and a half the breadth thereof, and a cubit and a half the height thereof, overlay with pure gold, within and without. Shalt make upon it a crown of gold round about. Cast 4 rings of gold in it, the 4 corners. The stage shall be in the rings of the ark. Put into the ark the testimony which I shall give thee. Right, they're talking about the Ark of the Covenant here. Mercy seat of pure gold, 2 cubits and a half should be the length thereof, a cubit and a half the breadth thereof. 2 cherubims of gold, beaten work. I wish I had a gold iron, a golden copper column. I probably should make an add-on for Minecraft that allows you to place these things. That would be actually really cool. I did do a little cursory search here, like menorah, cherubim. If there's anything that exists, it doesn't exist on the bedrock side of things. Shoe. Maple shoe bread. Thou shalt make a candlestick of pure gold. So, seven lamps. And I just used candles to represent that, but I kind of really want to build some of these things now. Oh, here we go, the 10 curtains with boards. Veil, the Ark of the Testimony, put in the most holy place. Green, purple, and scarlet, pine twine linen, wrought with needlework. Contain an altar for burnt offerings. Judgment and Thummim. This is talking more about Aaron and the priesthood of Aaron. Okay, so I'm going to say through chapter 27. This is 25 through 27. And obviously, there's more mentions of that in the Bible, but I guess I can label different things here too. Whoop. Yeah, acacia is an alternative translation for shittim. Okay, so let's see. So there's the altar, the curtains and with boards. The tabernacle with 10 curtains of fine twined linen, blue and purple. Okay, so let's I think the ones that are being mentioned right now are these ones here. Blue, purple, scarlet, red. Exodus 26. Alright. Oops, one curtain, gold. Goats. Curtains of goat's hair to be a covering upon the tabernacle. Shall double the sixth curtain. So maybe Exodus 26:7 I can put. Oh. So this I'm going to say 26:1 through we'll say 6 for the curtains, and then we'll say curtain of goat's hair. And I may be misidentifying these things. 26:7 through ram skins dyed red, and covering above of badger skins. Goat's hair, covering of goat skins of goat, ram, and badger skins. Okay. Exodus 26:7 through 14. Okay. Okie dokie. So then in 15, fourth of the tabernacle, 20 boards, 40 sockets of silver, 40 sockets of silver. These are talking about the support beams, I believe. Boards coupled together beneath. Bars of shittim wood, 5 for the one side of the tabernacle, 5 for the other side. Right, for the two sides westward. And overlay those boards with gold. Okay, I believe that is talking about the ones on the ends here that I've made. So that would be 26 through 29. I'm going to say pillars of acacia, how do they call that? Overlaid with gold. Exodus 26 through 29. That's cool. I like this. Okay, let's see what else we got here. We have blue, purple, scarlet, fine twine, linen. Oops. Yes. So we've got the inner veil being, I think, the testimony. Yeah, because it's talking about like the Holy of Holies here. So I'm assuming that this is the inner veil that they're referring to. 31, 32 of 26 for the inner veil. Exodus 26. Let's see, 31 through 32. Okay. And then the mercy seat upon the ark of the testimony in the most holy place. So a table without the veil, candlestick. So we're going to say mercy seat in holy of holies. Exodus 26. There's Bell. Oh, I should have put 33 on the last one. I'll fix that. It was 34. Okay, so this should be 4. Okay. Okay, and then set the table without the veil, candlestick over against the table on the side of the tabernacle towards the south. I should put the table on the north side. Make a hanging for the door of the tent. Oh, this is the outer one. 36 there. Oh, and there's the pillars. Okay, I'll fix that. Okay, so we're talking about stick over against the table on the side. So the candlestick on the table and shewbread. So we got the altar of incense, and we've got the table of shewbread and the. This is interesting because they call it candlestick, even though technically there weren't any like wax candles. It was an oil lamp. Opposite the table. Okay, so set the table, we're talking about the shewbread then. So this is the table here, and then the candlestick's on the other side. Table with shewbread. Exodus 26. Let's see, that's 35. Candlestick. Exodus 26, 35. And what I was learning while it's not lit. That's so weird that it didn't. I'm sure it had lit. Oh, now it's lit. I just had to threaten it? Render issue? I don't know. Okay. So there's 7 candles or 7 lights on this menorah for the tabernacle. And I was just reading that those represent the 7 creative periods in the creation, which is really cool. I never realized that they have that connection in the tabernacle. I mean, obviously, every single thing in the tabernacle and around the tabernacle is symbolic. Maybe I put candlestick. I'm just going to put menorah. Menorah. 7 light menorah. For 7 days of creation. There we go. I'm sure that there's some good, what you call it, symbolism for the bread here. Obviously, like Jesus Christ is the bread of life. And although the Israelites didn't realize that all of this was about Jesus, it certainly was, and certainly is. I don't see anything about the altar of incense in this chapter of Exodus. Maybe we'll come across it later. But let's put here this. I'm going to put, it'll be 36. Because that's where it's actually talking about the entranceway. And colors of acacia overlaid with gold. Yep. So this is actually 37. I think that the other verses were talking about the other end that technically has the same setup, but it's covered. So it's kind of being described from the west to the east. But, okay. What else do we got? So do we need to go backwards here? I think. No, forwards. Aha! Altar for burnt offerings. Okay. So make the horns upon it, 4 corners thereof, overlaid with brass. Paths receive his actions, shovels and basins, flush hooks, creative network of brass. Put under the compass of the altar beneath. Altar. All boards. Make the court of the tabernacle hangings on the side southward. There should be hangings for the court of fine linen of 100 cubits long for one side. 20 hangings, 100 cubits long. Okay, so this is where we're talking about the hangings, the outer. I don't want to call it a curtain because it's. I guess it's technically a curtain, but it's like the fence. Outer fence. Exodus 27, 9 through 11. Okay, and then oh, actually through 13 here. Okay. And then it talks about the entrance way. Entryway. Exodus 27 verse so it's 14. the one side of the gate shall be 15 cubits, their pillars 3 and their sockets 3, and on the other side shall be hangings 15 cubits, their pillars 3 and their sockets 3. The gate of the court shall be hanging 20 cubits. Oh, okay. I see. They're talking about like the part here and then the part over there. Okay, so actually probably have through 15 on the other one. So then the gate of the court should be 16. Yeah, just 16 mostly. Blue, purple, and scarlet. Fine twine linen, wrought with needlework. So maybe it could have been a little more like the inner ones. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of artist renditions, and I don't think that we have any, principal photography still existing from the ancient tabernacle. So we don't know exactly how it looked. So we want this to be 16 here. And this we can actually expand to 15. All right. So the entryway. And here we go. Command the children of Israel that they bring the pure olive oil beaten for the light to cause the lamp to burn always. That's kind of an interesting thing because, again, God could miraculously make it always burn, but he asks the children of Israel to bring the oil and to be constantly putting it into it so that it will never go out. I feel like there's a huge parallel between that and our testimonies and our faith and conviction. If we don't keep on feeding the oil in the lamp, then sometimes the world can kind of make our hearts fail a little bit and our lights go out. But that's not because God has abandoned us, but because we have failed to put the light in the lamp. Oh, that's cool. All right, what's the next? So this is all about Aaron and stuff like that. So I think we'll stop labeling at that point now. And there's obviously more that can be labeled. So it's coming along. And also we're gonna have to put the pillar by day, or the shadow by day and the pillar by night. Maybe that might actually be a good thing to do with a beacon as well. Maybe we put the beacon, because this is where the Lord dwells. We could put the beacon here. I don't know if it'll stay lit if it's under a trapdoor like that, though. Let's try it, I guess. Oop. No, think that. Oh, yeah, that is it. Hey! So it does work. So what I'll just have to do is put some stained glass up, I guess, for it to pass through. Sorry, beacon. I'll power you back up in a second. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's do stained glass. We've got gray stained glass here. Okay, and then I'll go outside and do the rest, I guess. I want to make this not a dark pillar. Since it was a pillar of fire, maybe I do orange. Oh, but that's mixing together, so now it's just dark orange. I need to make like yellow here, maybe. Make it a little more bright. Let's see. I haven't actually played around with beacons in survival Minecraft before. And I don't have much reason to do anything with them in creative either, so. Okay, I kind of like this. I don't love the positioning though. I kind of want to put it, since it can go under a trapdoor, I could put it in the back here, actually. That might work better. Okay, so I want to place it right there. Okay, and then that there, move that. Okay, I'm just gonna go outside and dig around it. Okay, there's the beacon. So I want okay, so I need this, and then we want it to come out here. There we go. Okay, so we'll do yellow and orange so it looks more like a pillar of fire. Cool, I like it. Okay, so now I need wool, patch this up, gray wool, and red wool, and carpet. Okay, yeah, that was pretty good. Okay, and can I even see the other one? I don't know what the render distance on the beacons are. I'm kind of wishing it was further. Oh, I love the pillar of fire. That is cool. I didn't even think of using beacons until this episode. I put the altar one on. So cool. Love it. Where in the world is the altar? I might need to add an add-on here that does better maps so that I can have like beacons with waypoints, beacons as waypoints or something like that. I'll have to do a little bit of research and see if there's a way I can do that. Oof, we're already at 46 minutes. You'll probably end up seeing an edited version of this since I'm not posting these ones live yet. All right, well, I feel like that's probably a good stopping point for this episode. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.